Hello, everyone. Welcome to High Vibes and a Mic. We are your hosts, Silvia Madden and Veronique Anenter, moms in our 40s and 50s with lots of great spiritual insights and funny stories to light up your day. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm Silvia and I'm here with Veronique. Hi, Veronique.
Hello, hi Silvia.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And yourself?
Excited about today's episode?
Yes.
I think it's gonna be a fun one.
Every time it's crazy, it's funny.
It's always funny. We are gonna
Yes.
talk about crazy relationships from our 20s, and I mean, and the silly things that we did, and
Yeah.
it's always so much fun to look back and think about how dumb we were
Yes.
and what they
Oh my
did to
God.
us. Some of the guys too, like jerks,
Yeah.
but right, so bad.
Jokes. Exactly.
So
Hmm.
Veronique is gonna start telling us a little bit about her fun
Yes.
experience with the previous someone.
When I think about it, now I'm like, how could I be so trustful? Or how could I trust
Naive or
somebody?
naive, yeah.
Very naive. Very naive. Oh my God. This guy would like just open his mouth and lie. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay, that's okay. It sounds yeah, like a good explanation. So sorry. So yeah, today we're gonna talk about my 5 years old relationship with this guy when I was in France. He was
Mhm.
my first serious boyfriend, and we were really at the beginning, of course, we were really in love and everything. And I don't know, after the years, you're young, 23, 24, anyway. And one day, so the thing also in our how you say it, like the people around us, I think we were almost the only one as a couple. A lot of his friends, they were singles, and
Uh-huh.
that's the crowd around us. And I think something was like, oh, they're singles, and maybe was maybe missing this part of it. And
Yeah.
also a lot of his friends were like, why are you already, in a couple? Why are you already living together? Anyway, because we
Mm.
moved in together very fast. So one day I was doing the laundry. And so also we live like in a building, and next door my cousin and live next door, and my aunt live front across the street. So it was like my family all around, and he was really really close to my family. So I'm doing laundry, and so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wash his coat. So I take the coat and I'm trying to remove everything in the pocket, and oh, what do I find?
Hmm.
Condoms. Hmm,
Oh, interesting.
we don't use those. We don't use condoms. When I saw, oh, oh hell, oh no, I got, I got crazy, girl. You have no idea. I was like, imagine myself like in 20,
Oh
20 years,
yeah.
a young girl with hormones, like crazy hormones. It
Mm-hmm.
went straight to my face, and I was like, yeah, like all the name in the
Yeah.
book. And he's like, what are you talking about? What is it? What did you find? And I'm like, what did I find? What is this? What is this? And he's like, those aren't mine. They're not mine. I'm like, they're not your, they were in your pocket. He's like, no, your cousin borrowed that jacket from me last week. It must be his.
Oh, of course.
How
Oh.
convenient. And my cousin was living with his wife. He was with his wife. He was married. So I'm like, you
Mm.
mean he's cheating on his wife? He's like, I don't know, but those are not mine. It must be his. I think I believed it because I was like, I don't want to think about it. So that's
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Second one,
Oh.
I don't know. After that, I think I was really suspicious. I was like thinking, this guy is doing something. He's doing some stuff behind my back.
Mm.
And one day I was at work and I'm like, let me go home early today for no reason. Like on a Tuesday, let me go home early because he knows my schedule, right?
Uh-huh.
I go home like 4 p.m. I put my keys in the door and I heard somebody running to the door. And I'm like, he opened the door. He's like, okay, don't be mad. I'm not alone.
Don't be mad.
Don't be mad.
It's not what
I'm
you're
not alone.
thinking.
Yeah. Already
Mm.
preparing his little speech.
Yeah.
And I'm
Mm.
like, oh, really? So I push him and I'm like, so who's there then? Go to the living room. You have no idea, Sylvia. The crap this guy brought back to my house, sitting on my couch. You should have seen that girl.
Mm.
She was disgusting. I'm like,
Uh.
this is what you're doing behind my back, and after you go come and see me. And I look at her, she was like huge. She looks like I don't know. She was like, I don't even
A
understand.
mess.
For me, it was a huh?
She was a mess.
Piece of crap. Knowing by the way that this guy wasn't single. And he's like, so yeah, so this is her. He introduced me to her, whatever. This is my girlfriend Veronique. And I'm like, I just turn around. I didn't say hi. I just turn around. And he's like, okay. So she left.
Uh-huh.
And he comes back, and I'm like, who's that bitch? And he's like, yeah, no, it's a, you really make me feel very uncomfortable right now because she's a friend of mine from back home from Guadeloupe. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, well, I was at the mall and I just met her, and I'm like, yeah, let's go have a drink at home. But she's a friend of mine. She's not a friend of yours. You didn't know that fucking bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Picked her up at the mall or something like that, and you brought her home, of course. Because these guys,
Oh my God.
they never go to a hotel. They will never pay for hotel, or they will go to their own house. That's what
Mm-hmm.
they will do, right?
Oh yes. Uh-huh. That is so
Craziness.
like, and you believed in his excuse with this one? How was
No,
that?
this one I never believe. No, no.
Okay.
This one I was really mad. I think we didn't talk for a while, or we didn't break up because
Mm-hmm.
I think nothing happened with this girl. He didn't have time to do anything with this girl, and after I think he stayed straight for a while because he was scared.
Yeah.
With time, I'm like, why are you staying with me? When I think about it now, why did you stay with me? If it was to do that all the time, cheating on me all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think he wasn't in love with these girls because the last one he was in love with her, and that's when we
Mm-hmm.
really broke up. So the last
Mm-hmm.
one, which is the craziest one,
Oh, yeah.
um,
Popcorn. Where's my popcorn?
popcorn, yeah, please. So at that time, I moved to England because I wanted to work for an airline. So I moved to
Mm.
England. So we had like a distance relationship, but we've been together for 5 years. I'm like, we're fine. We've been together for 5 years. And so when I was there, I was like, he feels really distant. He doesn't call me as much. He came to visit me, but after 2 days, he's like, okay, I want to go home. He was in a hurry to go home. I'm like, okay. You were supposed to stay like 3 days. He went home. I don't know what happened. Anyway, so one day I'm in my bed, and I think we talked about that in previous,
Mm.
podcasts. Like somebody talked to me, my
Yeah.
guardian angel talked to me, and said, wake up, get up, go and see. So I got up, took a freaking bus, took a train, arrived at 6 a.m. Because in my head I was like, today's Sunday. If he picked up a girl at the club on Saturday night,
Oh
she's
yeah.
still gonna be there. You know what I mean? That's
Mm-hmm.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
She's still gonna be there. It's Sunday morning. And then I didn't have my keys anymore because I left my keys with his brother. So I'm like ringing the bell and ringing the bell. And then I hear on the little mic, he's like, yeah, hello. This is 6 a.m. And
6 a.m.
I'm like, I have a package from Mr. From the post office.
Oh my God. No.
And he's like, what? I'm like, package from Mr. Blah, 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 from the first time. He's like, I don't understand. And at the same time, I hear behind him, what's going on? Like a female voice.
Just
And I'm like,
like a movie scene.
oh yeah, I got you. Oh, I got you. But I need to open that door. That door is not opening. If it doesn't buzz me in, it's not opening.
Yes, yeah.
And at that moment, somebody opened the door. Somebody's going out, to
Oh,
walk their
no
dogs or whatever.
way. Oh.
Open the door. I got in. I take the elevator. And at the same time, what's happening upstairs, he knows it's me. He's like, oh, that's Veronique. He
Uh-huh.
knows it's me. He tells the girl, take your shit, take everything, take your kid, by the way. She had a kid.
Oh,
Sleeping in the guest room.
oh
We had
my
a very nice
goodness.
apartment and
Oh
everything,
my
brand new.
God.
Yeah,
She's bringing
she had
her
a kid.
child to sleep in.
Oh, yeah. A trash.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, take your kid, take your shit, get out of there. And he's like, and take the stairs because I don't want her to see you. And she's like, no, I'm going to take the elevator. I want her to see me. So anyway, the doors open and we like cross each other. And she wants me to see her, but she's hiding her face with her kid, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So she put her kid in front of her face like this, and she's like, "Good morning," and I'm like, "Good morning." And I'm walking. I'm like, I know this person, but anyway. So I knock on the door. He opened the door like. He just woke up. He's like, "Oh, honey, what are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Who was the girl who just came out of the apartment?" And he's like, "Oh, that's so and so." And I'm like, "How do you know who I'm talking about?" You're not. You should have told me. No, nobody, came out of the apartment. You know what I mean? He
Yeah,
just like
yeah. So
screw
he's so
himself like an
like
idiot
he's feels so
because I'm
bad.
not supposed to see that. They are so
Ay.
stupid. He got caught so many times, and me, I was
Yeah.
stupid to stay with him anyway. So I'm like, you know what? Don't move. Stay here because right when I say that, I'm like, oh, I know who she is. She's the
Mm.
friend of my cousin. Go
Mm-hmm.
downstairs. Go to the cousin. Buzz. It's like 6:30 in the morning. Buzz him. He's like, yeah. I'm like, is so and so at your house right now? He's like, yeah, she is. I'm like, open the fucking door. I'm like, open the fucking door right now. Open the door. So he opened the door. I go up. I'm like, I push her like, why is she? He's like, okay, listen, Veronique. He's like, listen, you're not gonna break anything in my house. You guys are gonna talk, But I'm like, wait a minute. How do you know how long has that been going on? How did you know about all of this? He's like, well, it's been going on for 2 months.
Oh.
Fucker, my blood, my cousin. You couldn't tell me what was going on? You couldn't call me and tell me, hey, by the way,
Mm.
your man, it's fucking on. But I think they
Yeah.
were doing that dirty together anyway, so
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
That bitch comes out of a room or something. She's like, yes. And I'm like, what are you doing in my house at 6 a.m. in the morning? Oh, you need to ask your boyfriend.
Oh no.
Yeah.
She's asking for trouble.
And she got it. And I'm like, I'm asking you. You right here. I'm asking. She's like smirking, like, oh girl, I just punched her in the face. I punched her in the fucking face. Then I punched her in the belly.
Ooh.
In the face and the belly. I'm
And
gonna
then
I'm gonna
what?
kill you, bitch. Oh yeah. And my
Did she
cousin had
react or no? And then
no. It was
and
tiny
your
anyway.
cousin was trying to get in the way, like stop,
Like,
stop, or
yeah, my cousin separated us because she was like, and she was trying to
yeah,
get
she
at me
wanted to get
after.
you. Yeah.
She wants to get me. I'm like, yeah, come at me, bitch. And then my cousin was like, no, 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 not in my house, not in my house. He was afraid we are gonna break his furniture.
You should
He
have
was,
brought something on purpose. Like, here.
he deserved
Right?
it.
He deserved it, yeah.
He was more afraid for his furniture than for us. He didn't care about us. Someone breaking my furniture in my house. And I'm like, listen, you bitch, you can keep him. Talking about the boyfriend, like, you can keep
Mm-hmm.
him. I don't want him anymore. And I turned to my cousin. I'm like, and you, I'm not talking to you anymore. You're a fucking asshole. I'm not talking to you anymore. He's like, no, I've got nothing to do with this. I'm like, bye bye.
That was like what, 6 a.m.? Like the whole building probably woke up.
The whole thing 6 a.m. Everybody's asleep in the house. His wife is asleep.
Oh,
His kids.
what?
Everything's like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, but the whole time I think it was 7 a.m. with the fight and everything.
Okay,
It
yeah.
must have been like, what the hell? It's Sunday morning, 7 a.m. What is all that?
Yeah,
You know?
like all this commotion going on.
Yeah, the fight, the slur,
Yeah, cursing like
the
lunatics.
cursing.
Good way to start your day, your Sunday.
Oh my God, let's go to church after.
And go, yeah, let's all go to mass. Dress up and go.
Yeah, so that was my craziness, my crazy
Wow.
20s. Okay.
What
Just
happened
for
after you went to talk to him?
one guy.
When
Oh,
you
then
went?
the whole drama, when you're 20, so I go back to the apartment and I start crying. Oh my God. Why did you do this to? I can't believe this. You broke us. You broke us. I started crying. Then I was like, I took all his CDs and his stuff and I threw them outside of the window.
Oh yeah.
All his shit out of the window, his clothes. He's like, oh my clothes. Then that freaking bitch has the nerve to call the phone. We had like the regular phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, hello. And she's like, can I speak to him? And I'm yelling, I'm like, put in my house, put in my house. And she's like, I don't care, it's going to call me back anyway. And I hang up on her. And then at the end, we're like, I was crying. He was crying. No, I'm sorry. And then he's like, okay, I'm sorry. I know I fucked up. I still love you. I want to stay with you, but I have to drive her back to her house. Excuse me? No, this bitch gonna take the train. It's like, no, listen, it's Sunday. There's no train. I have to drive her back. I cannot let her at your cousin. Your cousin it's not his business. I have to drive her back. I'm like, I was so mad. So he drove her back. And at the end, I went back to England and hooked up with another guy.
Of
No,
course. No.
of course. No, I went back to England, and at the end, they stayed together. They had a kid together. They never got married. They stayed together. No, did they have a kid together? No, they never had a kid together. They stayed together, and I think they stayed together for a while. But after that, the cheating and everything, yeah, he stayed with her.
Oh wow.
So
For how many
yeah,
years? Like,
maybe 3 or 4. I don't remember.
oh yeah?
Not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot. Did she have a kid with him? I don't remember. Because I know he has a daughter now, but
But you don't do you know where he lives now? No. Or is it still in the same circle? Circle
so
of
he
trust?
was in the same circle for a while.
Uh-huh.
So when my cousin, this one finally got married with that girlfriend, long time girlfriend, invited me. It was like a year after. He's like, okay, Veronique, invited to the wedding. I'm like, okay, cool. And I see on the list that boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend, is one of the groomsmen.
Oh,
I'm like,
nice.
excuse me? Why is he still in the photo, this guy? We're not together anymore. Why is he still here? You shouldn't talk to him. He's like, oh no, he's one of my best friends. I cannot tell him not to come. I'm like, I'm like, I don't want that bitch to be at the wedding though. He's not allowed to come with that fucking bitch. And he's like, no,
Yeah.
she's not invited. She's not invited. I'm like, okay. So I go there and listen to this. So that's something else. I go there. His brother comes to me after the church and he's like, Veronique, you have to take him back. You have to take him back. I'm like, what? He's like, he's been bewitched. The girl's mother is a witch.
Oh wow. Well, look at that. Like that links to the other podcast. Links to what we already talked about.
Caribbean people with their superstitions. He's been bewitched.
Yeah.
The mother is a witch and she put a spell on him. That's
Oh
why
yeah.
that happened with you. I'm like, sure. She's put a spell on his. Sure, she did. Leave me out of it. I'm like, no. It's been a year. I'm over him anyway. I don't want him anymore. Are you crazy? No, I'm out. And he was like, oh no, Veronique, you should. No, leave me alone. And then we go to the wedding. Everything is okay.
Who
I turn
shows up?
around. Who is serving petit four and pate on a like she's part of the staff or something, like to the guests. You want a pate? Do you want do you
No,
want
Veronique, these things are like it's like movie stories or like a telenovela. It's unbelievable. Like you could be a great telenovela story, and then she shows up
girl?
serving you
She
food.
shows up at the reception. She wasn't at the wedding. She wasn't at the mass. She wasn't at City Hall.
She was
She came at the
working
reception.
there at the reception.
The middle
Was
of,
she?
like, we're already dancing and everything, and I see her in the middle of, because there's a lot of people, so maybe I didn't see her from the beginning.
Mm.
And I see her like serving, like she's asking you, because when, back in the days, the Caribbean weddings, everybody's helping.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
we didn't do catering and all stuff was too expensive back in the day, so everybody's helping.
Yeah.
And I see that bitch like serving canapes. Do you want do you want? I'm like, oh, hand. So I go outside and I'm like, and I'm mad and I'm like, smoking a cigarette. And all my girlfriends around. You don't care, Vero. You don't care. Look at you. You lost 20 pounds. You look fabulous. Look at you. Look at you. You look fabulous. You don't care about that jerk. You don't care. She looks gross.
Oh, the friends. Yeah. Like,
God. And then
wow.
I see her outside talking with the bride, and she's like embracing the bride, and she's like, "Thank you for inviting me." So they
Uh
didn't
huh.
invite her. They didn't invite her. At the end, they didn't invite her because when I told my cousin, if I'm coming, he's not coming. And my cousin went
Hmm.
like, I cannot change the, the wedding now because we already have all the bridesmen and all the the groomsmen, they go
Yeah.
together, right? It's like, I cannot change numbers now. I'm like, I don't care. And after then, I'm like, okay, I'm coming if he's coming, but this bitch is not coming. She's not coming. It's like, no, she's not going to be there. Who's serving canapé right now? Who?
Yeah.
Excuse me? Are you out of staff?
At least you didn't go talk to her, and they were still
No.
together at the time, probably.
Yeah, of course. They were
Mm-hmm.
living together.
Oh
Of
yeah, yeah,
course.
yeah. Oh my
Oh yeah, they were
goodness.
together. When this happened, when we didn't even broke up, when this other thing happened, I discovered them and everything, caught him in the act. I went back to England. He told me, "Okay, I'm gonna work a little bit here. Then I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna move with you in England. This is where we're gonna be together because being
Mm-hmm.
separated doesn't work for us." I'm like, "Okay." I go back to England. A few weeks later, this wait, no, seriously, no. This guy is like really like took me for a ride. A
Yes.
few weeks later, I hear from other people in my family, oh no, he went to Guadeloupe with this girl to introduce her to his parents.
Oh wow.
His parents don't even know we are breaking up.
I
They still think
mean,
we're together,
and the whole thing
but
of
I'm
like
a
everybody
friend.
knows each other, like you guys all living in like we all know each other. So like he's doing these things. Doesn't he?
Yeah,
Didn't he know that you'd find out? That's hilarious.
he doesn't care. This guy was like
Oh
25. Why do they care? They don't know.
yeah. Like
At that
yeah.
age, they're not even like the brain is not even done.
No,
He
yeah.
was thinking, he was thinking with his brain down there. That's all he was thinking,
Yeah.
with. So, you
Yeah.
know,
That
and
was
then
a
the day I married Pascal, what did I hear? I married Pascal in Martinique. That bitch got married the same day than me in Guadeloupe. Not with him though, with another guy.
the
She got married the
same
same day.
day.
The
Exactly the
same
same
day.
day.
The same day. She's following me. But you know what's funny now? I don't remember her name. I don't even remember her name. I don't remember her face. If I see her on the street, I couldn't tell you who she is. I don't remember anything about her. And I was mad about this for like at least
For a
seven
long time,
years.
right? Yeah. I can imagine. Like you're probably like even thinking about
7 years.
anyone with the same name. I would imagine
Oh,
like if it
yeah,
was me, like, oh I don't want to hear this name. I don't want to like
yeah, yeah.
anything
And I don't
related.
even remember a stupid name or stupid face. I don't remember. But we were young. Who cares?
Yeah,
And
it's everything is like, yeah, we're stupid, Can
actually, I heard last year that one of my cousins, she still see him or whatever, she hear about him. She told me that he had a heart attack like 2 years
oh
ago. And
wow,
he's
heart
young,
attack.
he's not even 50. he had a heart attack, and he was so scared he married his long-term girlfriend. Finally, he got married. But he never
Oh,
married before. So he married
but
his girlfriend because he thought he was going to die or something.
does he have kids? No.
He has one daughter, but I don't know if it's with the crazy one or with the one. He has
The
one daughter apparently. Yeah. He has
oh,
one kid.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Wow. What
and
a
you know when she told
story.
me he had a heart attack, I kind of felt like I felt like sad. I'm like, oh, because I'm not
Oh yeah. I
royal
mean, you
Greece,
feel
right?
yeah.
So
What are you gonna
it's been
wish
like,
him death?
yeah,
Like
no, it's
no.
been 20 years. And I talk about it and I'm kind of joking about it. I'm kind of actually laughing about it because it's so stupid.
No, it's a
You
crazy
said the
story.
whole thing is like a telenovela.
Yeah. Yeah. And the very bad ones.
Is there any good one?
No, like there's any good one. It's just like the typical
Oh,
story that's like it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Like
craziness. Yeah, you close the door, there's a man there's somebody under the bed or something.
yeah, like always those I mean like the jealousy part. Like
I
me, like
know.
I don't have anything like that level, but I do have with just being jealous for any no reason, like losing my
Yeah,
mind. I'm like, who are you? Like be so stupid. Like there's no way if I did that nowadays, I'd be like Patrick, my
nah.
husband's like, get out of here. You're nuts. Like
But we don't have
it's
the same
just
hormones. The hormones when you're young, when you're in 20s, is crazy. You can't control them.
yeah, and
That's
you're
the
very
thing.
insecure. So all
And
this is
very
pure
insecure.
insecurity. Just like, oh, if I break up with him, I'm never gonna find anyone else. Like
Exactly.
you just settle for less for like all that crap
No.
because you're so insecure. It's ridiculous. Like,
Oh,
and
and
you go
also,
through.
I would have stayed with him just for her not to have him, by the way. Even if I didn't want
Oh
him
yeah,
anymore.
probably yeah. Because
It's
then
like
you
the
have that
spite.
one.
I'm like, she's not going to have him. I'm going to keep him. But even if I didn't want him anymore.
Yeah, you're mine. How sick is
Ah,
that? It's
don't
completely
bitch was
crazy.
mine. Bitch.
No, yeah.
So, what about you, Silvia? Any
Oh
crazy
my goodness.
hormones? I'm sure you
Crazy.
do.
I mean, yeah,
You
like in
did.
terms of like fat. I mean, yes, I did with my. It was so when I think about it, first
Yeah.
boyfriend, and totally like insecure, jealous, and being stupid. And then I was one day at his house, and then he went somewhere else, and I went
Mm-hmm.
through his stuff because I'm like, whoa, that's what I do. He started going through this stuff, found a bunch of pictures from like early 90s from his first girlfriend. Piles of pictures, piles. I looked at them, I'm like, oh, you bastard. I started like tearing them apart.
Oh my
Scissors. It
God.
was like bags and bags. Like it was a lot of pictures. I just put them all together
Why?
in a pile. Trash. And I don't know how he found out, but he found out somehow. And then he was like, "Oh, how can you do this? Like it's like part of my past, my history." I'm like, "I don't care."
My
Like
history?
because I was like, I didn't have any like pictures from anyone. You're not gonna have it
Hmm?
either. So like so selfish. So like I
What about
just
putting
like
them in a nice album, man? In a
yeah, like
bag?
yeah. So that's what happens. That you're all, although some of them were in albums that still made it to the trash.
Yeah.
But then you know what? I try to do the same thing in the US with an American.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Didn't turn very well. Oh my god! I did the
Oh,
same
I
thing.
caught you?
I mean, he found out later. Oh no, I actually let him know. I was like, "Hey, you dated this type of girl, like you fucking." He's like, what? What are you
How do you
doing?
know that?
Like a crazy Brazilian woman. Went through all your pictures, everything, tore them all apart. Like I did, or no, I didn't do that. I just looked, but he
Mm.
got so pissed off. Like he broke up
Because
with
you look at
me.
them?
Yeah, because I went through his stuff. I'm like, come on, we do that all the time in Brazil.
You should know,
We do.
man.
You should know. You should. Like
You should know what
he
to
was
expect.
like, oh my god, the guy was like, how dare you go through my pictures, mark through my stuff, and the way you react. Oh, you should have seen. It was completely like,
Of course.
I'm like, whatever. And I was trying to talk to
My
my other
personal
friends.
space.
Yeah, my personal space. I was talking to my other friends from that are not Americans. They're like, well, I don't see anything wrong with that.
It's normal. That's what we do at home.
That's what
That's
I do,
normal.
right? Like you gotta do a cleanup, see what's going on here. Like, hey, who am I
Yes.
dealing with? So
Yes.
I was always like really into that, just doing a good investigation of.
No, but
But
you need, you need to know what's going on. I mean, something when I met Pascal, I'm like, oh, let's go to your house, see what's going on over there. If I'm gonna find, a pair of
anything
underwear or
funny? Yeah,
another toothbrush or whatever, I need to know what's going
yeah,
on over there.
yeah.
Hello,
Especially
been there,
because
done
like
that.
this one that with the whole picture thing. When we started
Mm-hmm.
dating, that's when we broke up with a girl. So they were still kind of like, ah, let's go to the movie, that type of thing. Hang out. I'm like, oh my god. So I was obsessed. So I was like
Yeah.
super jealous of everything. Like I just
Wait,
went
wait.
nuts.
He was going to the movie with the
He went.
girl
I was
as
still
a
like
friend.
we're like yeah. He went right in the beginning, like we were starting to date. He said they went to the movies because she was visiting the area. I'm like,
No,
what?
no, 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 no. I don't
As
think
your
so. I
good
don't care. She
friends,
could
I'm
find
like,
somebody else.
no, yeah, and like we were like,
No, no,
get
no.
out of here. So I
At the
would go.
movie, making out at the movie?
Yeah, you want to
No.
like watch a movie like with your like ex boyfriend? Like what kind of crap is that? So I was already pissed off from the beginning. It just
Yeah.
creating a
Uh-uh.
monster that I was like, oh, this bitch. Hated everything related to the where she lived, like the city, then you go like the name from my previous, like what's the name? Deborah. There was one that was Deborah. I hate that name. I hate this name. You become
you know,
completely like it's ridiculous.
that made me think that my one of the guy I dated he was the crazy one. And I remember I think I was his first one. And
Mm.
when we met again, like years later, he told me, God, you have no idea. I had this girlfriend and she was so jealous of you. I'm like, of me? We
Mhm.
haven't seen each other in 10 years. He's like, yeah, but every time she asked me, oh, who was your first, whatever? And of course I said your name, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And and so I tell her, not the whole story, but she asked me, so I tell her a little bit about us. And she was like, are you still in love with her? I hate that bitch. I was like,
Oh
oh
my
my
god.
God.
Yeah, yeah. Then
Really?
that's it. You were
Yeah.
like
And it's like,
totally.
I think it's just women in general. She's like, she was so
It's
jealous. I'm
so
like, oh.
weird. It's so weird, like
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous. I couldn't even drive by the place I knew where the girl lived from my first boyfriend, where she lived, the area, and like I hated driving by on a bus. I had to pass by the area, like I think that's where she lives. Like like so it's
You hate everything
anything,
about her.
everything like the where she lived, her name, like the sign.
Oh,
I found out what sign she was. It was a zodiac
oh my
sign.
God.
I'm like, what?
I can tell those
Yeah.
people. I
Mm-mm.
think what hurt me the most about what he did, the boyfriend, the serious boyfriend, is that the girls he was being unfaithful with, they didn't look better than me. I'm sorry. They look like
Yeah, it's
crap.
so weird, isn't it, when they
And they
do
were
that?
like kind of
Like,
a freaking mess. They look like crap. Okay,
hmm
that was this big one on the sofa, the couch,
yeah,
and the one that I caught you with, she had a baby when she was like 17 or something. I mean, come on, you're gonna take that on, really? She
it's
was
like
like with a kid there, like
like
baggage.
bad. It's just that cycle too that keeps on repeating itself. Like those people don't
Yeah,
get out of that. Like
exactly.
she'll probably have like 3, 4 more kids if
Yeah.
don't know if she did in the end, but like, and then probably that's the way she grew up too. Like it just repeats itself, like that
Well,
cycle of
her mom was a witch, so
oh, and that, yeah, like the whole Santeria thing that we are talking
doing
about it.
stuff.
We were
Yeah,
in one episode.
exactly. I mean, if she was a good person anyway, she wouldn't have never slept with him because she knew we were together. Because she was kind of not in my family, but she was the best friend of my cousin. So she
Yeah.
knew
So
about us.
yeah,
She saw that she know that him. I was going to say his name. Oh my god! She saw that him and I, we were together.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if
And
you're a good
then with a
person,
small child too, like the poor child. Feel bad for the child being raised
yeah.
like that, huh?
But
Ugh.
something also that's for another story. I have to tell you
Mm.
later, maybe on another
Mm.
podcast. The wife of my cousin, I think, hated me and my whole family because she was the one telling her in the ear, but you know, they're not together anymore. They're gonna break up. You
Oh,
should
okay.
go ahead because Veronique is away now. She's in England. That's not gonna, you know, that's not gonna stay. That's not gonna last. So you should go ahead and get your chance with him.
Oh, okay.
I learned that years later, of course, years later, you know.
Yeah.
Because when I was
That's
going to their house saying, "Oh my God," what she was, "Oh my God, poor Veronique." And after I heard that she was telling that to the girl, you know, "Oh yeah, you know, you should go ahead." That's why she invited her to the wedding.
You know what? So maybe that's why it's good not to date anyone from your like small circle, from the street you grew up in. Like this, oh, it feels like there's always
No.
some gossip. Like people know, everybody knows about everything. It's like
Yeah,
the worst.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
like go far away, find someone from far away, like
Girl, I
like
went
the
far
other side
away. I
of
found
town.
somebody from the Caribbean. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that shows you how it works. Because if it's like from the neighborhood, the same street, growing up, everybody together, you know the
Yeah.
dynamics. It's a pure gossip constantly.
Oh
Like
yeah.
people
It was horrible when we
know
were
about
living
your
there.
life.
Horrible. My whole
Mm.
family was around, and there was a lot of little, you know, clan and little, lot of stuff happened there. That's for
And
another podcast.
they all knew, and they all were from Guadeloupe, so they all knew in Guadeloupe as well. So it's like France
Yeah.
and Guadeloupe connection of.
Oh yeah. We're all
Mhm.
from the same, you know, island and stuff. There was a lot of stuff going on in that street. Telenovela.
Telenovela 100%.
Oh, we're
Well,
almost out of time. Do you have another
yeah.
one? Or stalking
No.
story or anything? No?
No, I mean, there's always like those ones are always good, but we are running out of time. Like this, your story was so good that you should like separate a whole episode just for that. Like, yeah, you can't add anything else to that,
Oh
please.
my God. I'm
It's
going to send it to Hallmark TV channel.
yes, yeah, like, hey, don't steal my story. Trademark
Oh,
it because
yeah.
it's
And
true.
it's a real story. I swear the fact that I heard that voice telling me to go and see, and I go and there was something to see. It's unbelievable, right? I can still
Unbelievable.
can believe it that somebody told me you need to go there, and I'm still waiting for that voice to give me the numbers of the lottery or something.
Trust your intuition, guys.
Yeah.
It's another lesson
Yes.
from this
Yes.
episode.
Yes. Exactly. Well, thank you for listening to my crazy story and Sylvia's tearing up photo. We don't know why, but she did.
Yeah, because I was so confident and so secure of myself.
Ah, back in
Mm.
Brazil, and for me, it was back in France. So, same story, you know, some
Yeah.
craziness. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and YouTube.
Yes, and also leave us a review if you can on iTunes. I think on Spotify you can leave reviews, right? But on
I
iTunes
don't think so.
they
Yeah.
really make a difference. If you can leave a review there about our podcast,
Mm-hmm.
that would be great.
Yes.
All
Thank you.
right.
Don't forget to share.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes,
Bye
please.
bye.
Bye. Take care.
Thank you for tuning in to High Vibes and a Mic. Until next time, laugh hard, stay silly, and never forget to bring your sense of humor. Please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest.